All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Lisa Twilley. I'm the director of the Women's Business Center at Maryland Capital Enterprises here in Salisbury. And just to give you a little information about who we are and what we do, we assist entrepreneurs that are getting started in business, or if you're already in business and trying to expand. We do business consulting, marketing consulting, training workshops such as this. We do small business loans. And we serve all the Eastern Shore of Maryland, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Anne Arundel County. So if you need any of our services, please reach out. We are doing this class tonight in partnership with Salisbury University's Rommel Entrepreneurship Center, and we're downtown Salisbury. We were hoping to have a few people here tonight, but obviously, I guess they couldn't make it. We're trying to do a hybrid class, so we're making sure we have everything technically ready for you guys. But tonight we have Heather Duma. She is a marketing strategist with D3 Corp, and she is going to take over and be teaching you guys tonight. So Heather, do you want them to put questions in the chat, or how would you like to do that? Or okay, sure. All right. All right.
Great. Ready to go? Here I am. Hello, everyone. Yes, I am in fact Heather Duma with D3 Corp. Am I looking here? Is that where we are? Okay, just making sure. Thank you guys for hopping on. I know it's a busy season. I figured I'd start with a little introduction about myself. Formerly, I have worked for both federal and state government for 10 years. Did a couple years stint in nonprofit world and have been with D3 for 3 years now. So I've seen government marketing, I've seen nonprofit marketing, and now I've seen private sector marketing pretty in depth. So I'm hoping to bring a little bit of that knowledge to you tonight to share with you about how to build your marketing plan. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is share a presentation with you. And as we go through the presentation, what I wanted to do first was just share a little bit with you about D3, because I think it's going to help bring some context to the presentation overall. So D3 has been in business actually this month for 27 years. So if you can imagine what life was like 27 years ago, our founder was perusing the streets of Ocean City, trying to pitch this really cool thing called a website on this new innovation called the World Wide Web. So we have been at the forefront of innovation for 27 years. Started off primarily as a web development agency and have obviously grown through the years. We have about 50 employees that span all things marketing. If it's marketing related, we have a subject area expert on staff that can help with that. So here's a sampling of what we can do. We obviously primarily specialize in design and development, but we also have email marketing services, print design services. We have a print staff, SEO, search engine optimization. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight, but we do specialize in that. We are a Google partner. Pay-per-click marketing, that's Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, any kind of ads you could imagine. We also do social posting and reputation management. A lot of hotels in the summertime, tourism industry needs help keeping up with the reviews that are coming in. So we help out with that as well. We are based in Ocean City, Maryland. That's our flagship office, but we actually have an office downtown Salisbury, actually just a floor or two above where we are tonight. So it's very easy getting here. One of the things that makes us different is that we also have a full team of client service agents that operate out of our Ocean City office that are ready and available to answer questions, to hop on the phone with you, to work out an issue you might be having on your website or with one of your social pages. That's something that we're really proud of. So I wanted to just give you a little bit of a background on us, because as we're going to talk about tonight, how you develop a marketing plan, it involves all of these things. So this is something that I'm working with closely on a daily basis. So I think that'll help us bring unique insight to this conversation. If you do have questions, we have someone here who's going to monitor the chat. Miss Lisa's going to help us, I believe, drop in some questions. Try not to bore you to death. Let's get started. All right. So we're talking about building our marketing plan. So these are our building blocks. I'll have to apologize in advance. Marketers are known for being overly punny. So if I have a lot of building references, you'll have to forgive me. But these are our building blocks of how we're going to build our marketing plan together. So this is what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Research, our foundation. There we go again. There's another pun. Our foundation is built on our research. We have to start with research. Then we're going to move into some goal setting, vehicles and platforms. That's how we're going to get to those goals. What vehicle are we going to jump in? What platform are we going to choose to get ourselves there? And then we're going to pick some strategies. What strategies can we employ to work this out? And then no good marketing plan would be sufficient without an evaluation phase. We're going to evaluate, and then after we do our evaluation, do we repeat? Do we pivot? Depends on the results. So all of this that we're going to talk about tonight is the best method that I have figured out as a marketing strategist. There are multiple ways that you could go about doing this. This is just the best laid plan that I figured out for our clients. I'm happy to share that with you. So really what we're talking about, you take these check boxes, is how our research that we do is going to inform the goals that we set. Those goals are then going to help us choose the vehicles or the platforms. And then we're going to create strategies based around each one of those to get us there. Evaluate, as we said, pivot. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about. So let's start with that research. We know that the research is foundational. Everything that we're going to do is going to be built on this research phase. If you are here tonight representing a company that maybe has been in business already, has had a go, maybe wants to restart, or you have something in mind, it's never too late to go back to the research phase. I would actually encourage you to put on a hat as if you were beginning from the start and really dive into this research. So many times I meet with clients and they want to get right into the, well, what's our URL going to be? What Facebook page should we get on? And those are all very exciting things to talk about. But I always like to start with them. I like to start with you. Do you have the clarity of what exactly it is that you're going after here with this plan and with your business? What is your specific mission? Is there a piece? You have this huge idea, but is there a piece of it that we should focus on in the beginning, or are we going all in? Is this something that you're doing on the weekends, or is this your full-time gig? Where are we assessing from that point? And then what makes you unique? What is your unique proposition, your unique selling point? Do some reflection. I think that always is really helpful. And it also helps your marketer to better understand where to begin. The next thing that we're going to do with our research is to dive into the market. We want to look at the current trends. We want to look at competitors, and we want to look at our positioning. Within the past couple of years, we know in particular that looking at the trends is really important. So if we were opening a concert venue or an in-person event space, might not be the best time based on the current trends. If we are a brand new home health agency and we want to get started on home health, then great timing, right? Based on the current trends. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back a slide.
Did I do that for you?
Yeah,
I didn't.
that's okay. That's okay. Back again. There we go. Okay. And then we're also going to research our audience. We're going to do the who, the where, the what, the why, the when. So I have a second grader at home. I don't know if any of you on Zoom with me have children. We're always getting the who, the why, well, where, well, what, well, when, well, why, well, how come, right? It never ends. It never ends. Even in our adulthood and our professional lives, we need to know the who, the where, the what, the why, the when, and the how. So those are all things that I would recommend starting with in your research phase. All right, now I've lost my my move forward. Some technical issues, stand by.
It's on the right side.
You hit the space bar, Lisa? Out of the chat. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you have it now. Okay, so research. So for all intents for this evening, what we're going to do is we're going to take a sample scenario that I was presented with and really apply some of these lessons as we go along. I figured this could be a good way for us to actually apply rather than just talk. So you can apply this at home to the business that you have in mind. So this research sample, say together, we have a meeting. We're going to call them the dynamic duo. The dynamic duo comes to us. First, we want to learn about them. We want to help them reflect. What is your mission? What's clarity around what you're trying to accomplish here? What makes you unique? So let's say our dynamic duo tells us that on the weekends, they have been doing projects in their home. They have been renovating. They've been sharing online, and their friends have been saying, you know, I would like you to come and do that for my house. So every weekend is booked for them. They're doing projects. And what makes them unique is the fact that one of them can do the drywalling, the electrical work, and the other one of them is an interior designer. So together they can pick out paint samples and they can get the work done and make it beautiful at the same time. That's pretty unique. Instead of having two different contractors to call in, you have one team working under the same umbrella. So when we get to the market and we think about current trends, a lot of people are working from home right now. A lot of small businesses are contacting us for marketing plans, for marketing help that are in whether it's flooring, roofing, gutters, siding, windows, because everyone is home, right? Everyone is tired of looking at the same two walls, at least I am at my home. So I've certainly had some work done. I see the construction vans constantly going around my neighborhood. We want to look at our competitors as well. Is the space overrun with what we're trying to do? Or is this a unique offering in our space? We want to look at our positioning. When we think about our audience and we really dig into that who, where, what, why, and the when, and we keep this example in mind, what I would recommend is to build what I call a persona. And if you want to hit the next slide, what we want to do is create an image in our mind of a person that we're directly speaking to. So who is this person that we're speaking to? Now, depending how wide your audience is, we can set up multiple personas and have multiple people. But at every job that I've had, I've printed out a little picture of this person. And as I'm writing content, as I'm developing assets, I'm imagining this person receiving it. I'm imagining this person reading it, consuming it online. Is it speaking to them? Is it in a location in which it would even register for them? So we're going to look at things like demographics, gender, age, average income, geographic location. Where do they live? Are they at the beach? Are they in the inlands? We're going to think about their beliefs, their value systems. Are they philanthropic in nature? If you're a nonprofit, it's important to know for donor relations. What do they care about? Their lifestyle. How do they interact with your business? What do they do in their free time? Are they on the soccer field all weekend long? Are they visiting Freeman Stage, listening to music? How do you spend your money? How do they spend their money? What do they buy? Where are they shopping? And if you're a business to business, you want to think about what industry they're in, how that company's functioning, problems that they're trying to solve. So a little bit different with business to business, but not much. Oh, it worked. All right. So for this persona, let's go back to our dynamic duo. We talked it out with them. We've gotten some clarity. We've done the research together. And this is what their persona looks like. They say, you know, we think we're targeting homeowners. Some renters want some work done, but typically it's someone that owns their home. It's usually couples that we're helping. They're usually parents. They're really busy. They don't have time to DIY these projects themselves. Probably in their 30s and 40s. Busy on the weekends. We've got dance practice. We've got karate. They're shopping at Aldi, Target. They like a good deal. 30s and 40s are probably watching Netflix. They may have cut the cable cord. So we're going to assume in our persona that we're talking to someone that's pretty digitally savvy. Probably not on Snapchat, but probably on Facebook. They care about trends. They want to be trendy. They care about organization. They've got toys thrown all over their house. They need all those bins from Target. And they want fast service, low stress for quick projects. And they probably have some extra income to spend. So that is who we're talking to when we're building this plan. This is the typical person that they have found that they're speaking to when they're developing their assets. So next we want to probably jump into goal setting. Set long-term and short-term goals. And these are some of the questions that I like to ask. I think that goal setting is a deeply personal and intimate process. It really depends on your industry. It depends on your goals. But these are some of the questions that I like to ask to help aid this process. Usually the first and the fourth question are my go-tos. what do you want to focus on when you're setting these goals? Do you want to focus on visibility? Or do you want to focus on generating qualified leads? So sometimes folks come to us and say, no one knows who I am. I'm a brand new business. I just want people to know that I exist. I'm not necessarily concerned about turning someone into a sale at this moment, or converting someone to sign up to my newsletter, or being able to go to their home to do work. I just want them to know that we're trustworthy, to know that we're out there. Some folks come to us and say, I started a window company. I need 4 leads a month to make this work. Bare minimum. So I need lead generation right away. 2 completely different strategies if we're trying to convert versus if we're trying to put ourselves out into the space. A great tip is to make them quantifiable. It's hard for us to do in this sample, but a good tip to keep in mind. Okay, so let's go back to our fun dynamic duo. We sit down, we do a goal setting session with them, and we're able to determine that their number 1 goal is, they're not necessarily concerned right now about converting the lead. They're concerned about getting found. They're just doing this as a weekend thing right now. It's not their full-time job. They both have full-time jobs. So they just want to be found. They want to get their work out there and slowly take on new work. Goal number 2, they've expressed that engagement is really important to them. They personally like brands who are very engaged online, who are responding to comments, who are appreciative of reviews, who are putting out helpful content related to their field. Maybe their favorite restaurant shares recipes as a service. And it's important for them to be engaged in their community as well. Goal 3, they express, let's say, they really want to showcase their client work because that's what's already working. So we're not going to reinvent the wheel there. They've been sharing their personal work on their personal social networks, and that's what's getting them jobs. So we want to keep that as a goal, and we'll add in for fun promotions. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. And goal 4, digital ads. They have realized that a lot of media is shifting to digital advertising. They want to dip their toe into the digital ad space. They believe that their followers are online, are watching YouTube, probably watching HGTV, right? So they want to dip their toe into digital ads. So now we have to discover, based on these goals, what vehicles and platforms are we going to use to get ourselves there? There are so many vehicles. I mean, it's like going to a new car lot. There are so many choices that we can make. So just take a quick second to look over all these choices. So branding. If you're a brand new business, we have to start with branding. The branding represents and is the basis for all that you do, from your research, the colors you choose, the font you choose, your logo, the way you show up online. Gather some reviews from the work that's already been done and start to gather some print items. We need business cards. We need something to leave behind when we meet someone new. Another vehicle choice would be content related. We can start pushing out blogs, newsletters, maybe in academia, white papers, ebooks. Maybe you're an author. Maybe you could have a podcast to go along with your writing. Videos are hot right now. Videos are hot on YouTube. They're great on social, short clips. So content, that's another vehicle we can take depending on our goals. SEO, we could do a whole presentation in itself on search engine optimization. But the keys there are to acquire your Google My Business profile. So if you research Roadie Joe's is across the street here, it comes up in a little box on the side and it says their hours of operation, what days they're operating, their address, it has photos. That profile is really important and helps you rank high. Search engine optimization is all about optimizing your brand so that you can show up first. Do you remember that old saying, above the fold? You want to be above the fold. How often do we Google something? And we don't usually go to page 2. It's usually within those first 5 to 6 search results, probably top 2 to 3 search results where we're clicking. So we want to optimize ourselves so we show up first. It's a long game, but it can be done. Backlinks are important there. That's another strategy. And blog writing is also important when we consider search engine optimization. That's a vehicle. That's a platform we could use to accomplish our goals. Our website there's so much that we could do. Our site is our hub. Everything happens off our site, right? But we could add a community element. We could add an e-commerce shop. We could have our newsletter sign up there and landing pages. We could do a whole nother discussion on landing pages as well. Landing page, have you ever clicked on an ad, been surfing, you click on an ad, and then the ad takes you, let's say you're clicking on a pair of boots. You click on the pair of boots and you go to the page and the boots aren't there. And you're like, what? That is not what I clicked on. And then you get lost in the website. That's not a good landing page. You want to land based on the content that you picked. And so these pages are specifically created based on the ad that you landed on to give all the information right there if someone is scrolling. That's a strategy. That's a vehicle we can take rather. Social media. My whole master's degree is based on social media. So this is another area where we could have a whole presentation in itself. So we're going to get through this one very quickly so I don't get sidetracked. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn. And then there are certainly social networks as well that are very specific depending on your industry. That's a great vehicle. These are great vehicles, great platforms to get us accomplishing our goals. Paid marketing. Paid marketing works best when it's in tandem with organic marketing, things that we're doing that are free on our own. Google ads are very effective. We run a lot of Google ads, Facebook ads, geofencing. Did you know that we can place fences around areas and deliver ads specifically to that area? So gone are the days of paying for viewers that might not necessarily fit who you're looking for. Let's say you're at a conference and you're one of the main presenters as a company at the conference. And everybody that comes in, we can capture that information and then deliver them an ad to remind them that you were there. If you are a restaurant and you want to put a virtual fence around a football stadium, that's maybe a football game happening across the street to deliver, hey, come get some pizza. We can do that. Technology is amazing. Influencers. We've recently used some influencers with some of our clients, which has been a lot of fun. We had some mommy bloggers come out, have some experiences, share on social media because their networks are very similar to who they are. And that's our persona that we were trying to hit. And they're sharing with other similar like-minded individuals. That's a vehicle. That's a platform. Email marketing. Email marketing, in my opinion, is totally underrated and underused. Emails still work. We can build multiple lists. We can have a list for where promotions can go out. We can have a list where it's informational, your current clients, your current donors, your perspectives. That's a vehicle. PR and more. Press coverage. We don't want to forget about getting press coverage. Business events, networking events, all very important and great vehicles and platforms to use. Okay, so on the left-hand side, I have listed our goals, and under the goals, I've listed the vehicles and the platform, or the goals, and then on the right-hand side, I've listed the vehicles and platforms rather. So the goal number one was to get found. On the opposite side, this is my brainstorm as a strategist of what I would recommend as the vehicle to get that goal accomplished. We have to have branding, we have to have a website if that's not already done. That's a given. I would recommend starting with SEO right away. Your number one goal is to be found. SEO. We want to rank high on Google. Google's the most used search platform, so we're going to start there. Blogs are a great way to do that. SEO is also a long game. It doesn't happen right away. It doesn't happen overnight. Google wants you to prove that you have authority in that space, so it takes some time. We could also consider print. We could send mailers in the mail. Things to consider. Goal 2, they said, I want to be engaged. I want to be engaged in my community and I want to be engaged online. So based on for our dynamic duo and what we talked about, I would recommend Facebook. We're looking at the 30s, 40s demographic. We're not going to go Snapchat. We're not going to go Reddit. We'll go Facebook and Instagram. If they have beautiful before and after photos and could produce some great reels on Instagram with that, I think those would be great platforms. And networking and personal in business development opportunities. If you're not a member of our local area chamber of commerce, I would highly recommend doing that. They want to get engaged. Let's do that in person with some business development. Goal 3, showcase client work and promotions. How are we going to do that? Website. We're going to have a whole showcase on our website. Social media, we're going to showcase it on social. And then we can also send it out to our email marketing list. We want multiple ways to remind folks that we exist. Showcase our work, share our promotions. And goal 4, when we talk about paid advertising, I always like to include one thing that's a little scary or a little fun or a little out there in the recommendation, because you just never know how something is going to work. Geofencing could be really fun. I thought, maybe we could put a fence around Lowe's. Do you have a Tim the Tool Man at home? Maybe he needs to step away from the paintbrush and let the dynamic duo take care of this. Google, Facebook, if one of their goals is to get found, paid advertising, Google, highly recommend. Just before we jumped on the call, we did a Google looking for Zoom, and about 6 to 10 ads, it seemed, showed up. How did they get above the search results? They paid to get above the search results. So if the number one goal is to be found, we could run Google ads until the SEO catches up and we get there organically. Facebook ads, if that's where our demographic is, that's where we want to be. One of the greatest lessons that I learned in school over the years, and that has always applied, no matter the market, no matter the industry, go where the fish are already swimming. It's great to build your own pond, but if no one is swimming there, not as helpful. So where are the fish already swimming? They're already on Facebook, they're already Googling, they're looking at reviews. So let's swim there. Okay, next we get to talk strategy. I wish I could get a woohoo from the chat. Any chance? All right, I'm going to trust and believe that you guys are still there. All right, let's talk strategy. Woohoo! All right, thank you guys. All right, strategy. What is a strategy? It sounds like such an intimidating word, but really it's just the details of the advertising, the outreach. It's the campaigns. There's going to be lots of little mini campaigns happening with lots of deliverables and lots of timelines inside of this plan. That's the strategy. How are we going to measure the effect of everything that we're implementing? Putting the strategy together will really help you determine your budget as well and help you choose priorities. If we've looked at everything that we've looked at right now and they say, I'm all in on geofencing Lowe's, all in. We're going to look at the budget. We're going to choose the priority based on that. It'll also help you set your ROI and your KPIs, your key performance indicators. How are we stacking up? How are we measuring? What's our return on investment for our advertising? Sometimes you can get really detailed, well, not sometimes, you always can get really detailed cost per click measures. What do those look like? What do our Facebook metrics look like? How many people are visiting our webpage? Where are they dropping off? How many times is it being accessed? So this is really the what. This is where the what comes into play. All right, so now we're condensing this all again and we're adding strategy onto the side. So on the left, we've got our goals and our vehicles and platforms. And on the right, I've got a recommended strategy. Now, this will be much more detailed for you because you definitely want to add in some of those SMART goals, make them measurable, make them time-bound, make them realistic. But for the purposes of this demonstration, if our number one goal is to get found, and these are the ways that we're going to do it, a recommended strategy would be, I need my branding done by November. Branding has to be done first. And then once I get my branding done and I have my name, I need to go and acquire every handle and URL that's associated with it. So if we set up d3.com, I need D3 on Instagram, I need D3 on Facebook, I need it on Twitter, I need it on Pinterest, and just save every platform, even if you're not sure you're going to use it right away because you want to gain ownership and acquire your social handles. Do that right away. And then maybe we'll tease the logo out to our current fan base, to our current donors, to our current folks that maybe we've talked a little bit about what we're going to do. And then we're going to release this new webpage. by January 1st. We're going to get new business cards, flyers, and we're going to start writing one blog per week because we know SEO is a long game. So we're going to start that right away. So that's the strategy. That's what we're going to do to get found. For engagement with social and in-person business development, we're going to post on Facebook 3 times a week. That's typically what I recommend, depending on your industry. There will be a whole nother strategy that'll go along with that. Again, we could do another presentation on social media strategy, but you will pick 3 different pillars in this case. So 3 times a week, I'm not posting just to post. They all have to have a purpose. Maybe one is current work that's being done to show before and afters. Maybe one is a promotion, and maybe one is something community related, since that's important to our dynamic duo. We're going to participate in networking events 1 time per week, maybe connect with someone in our industry, maybe connect with a contractor, maybe connect with a family friend that knows a lot of folks that might be in need of what you need. All right, showcasing our client work. We're going to do that on social. That's one of our pillar posts. And we're going to send out 1 email per month with an offer or a promotion based on the time of year. That's our strategy. We're going to do that in email marketing. So folks who have signed up, they want our content, they want our emails. We could say, you know, how to choose your paint color for your dining room. Write a nice blog on that. If you need help, you know where to find us. Oh, and by the way, we know the holidays are coming, so here's a special promotion. We can come and take care of this for you. Paid advertising. This is where we can get into that. We're going to spend $20 a day per platform. So maybe $20 on Google a day, $20 a day, or maybe $10 a day on Facebook per platform. And we're going to create that digital ad campaign that's also going out in our newsletter that we're also going to post on social. But we're going to focus on paid advertising, and we're going to create a whole campaign around let's refresh that dining room. I know between Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah and all the holidays that are coming up, someone is going to be sitting at your dining room table. Let us come over and help you peel that wallpaper off because we know you don't want to. We'll help you out. We can create a whole Facebook and Google ad campaign around that. So something important that I wanted to point out about strategy is that everything is connected. So don't let this feel daunting or overwhelming as you're putting this plan together. You say, well, I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do this. Everything is connected. So I had to put a reminder on here to use this specific example for transportation company that we do work for, because I think it's a great example. But we had a company who was celebrating a milestone anniversary, and it was being passed down through generations. And it was a really cool story. So we have a director of public relations who wrote up this beautiful story, pitched it out, it got picked up. What can we do with it from there? We can write a blog about it. We can interview folks that work there. How do you feel about this transition? What does this mean to our community? How are you feeling? You created this business and now you're passing it along to your next generation. We can blog about it. We're going to post that on our website. We're going to post the coverage on the website as well. We're going to post it on social media in a different way. We can even create a digital ad out of this. 30 years strong. New generation of leadership. What's going to be different? Or is it going to stay the same? We can call them worry. We can even turn it into a print piece. For this transportation company, perhaps they're reading Coastal Style, Metropolitan. We can create a print advertisement to go in 30 years strong. So we can repurpose the same effort, but in different ways. The same things that work for Facebook can't be copied and pasted over to work in a traditional method, but we can take pieces from it and find inspiration in it and apply it. So what's the saying? Work smarter, not harder, right? Okay. Then we're going to evaluate. We're going to take a pause. We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to be honest with ourselves about how we're doing. We're going to be thorough. We're going to turn every stone over, and we're going to be consistent. No matter what we do in this process, even if we pick one goal, one vehicle, one strategy, be consistent. I have a client whose base, it's a lawn care company, let's say. Their base is not on Facebook. They're more in their 70s. But if someone wants to use this particular company, this lawn care company, we have a presence on Facebook. We have a presence on Instagram. It shows consistency. If you're showing up consistently online, you have consistent blogs that are going out. Everything is, we know you're still alive. We know you're still working. We know you're still trustworthy. Be consistent. And then this is where we can decide, do we pivot or do we repeat? My dad always says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So sometimes we just have to repeat, maybe add on. Set realistic timelines, be kind to yourself. Developing a website takes time. SEO takes time. And the last example I wanted to share with you is that value is not always measured in dollars and cents. We're doing okay on time, Lisa? Okay. So I want to give you this example. I have a 8-year-old son who loves Legos, loves Legos. So of course, it was just his birthday this month. So I'm researching Legos, I'm buying Legos, I'm on the Lego website. So you know what happens after you research something or just say it out into the air, you're gonna get advertisements, right? So I got an advertisement for Legoland. I had no idea there even was a Legoland in New York. In New York, it's a year old. So I clicked on the ad and I said, oh, that sounds like something for me. So I clicked on the ad, it took me to a beautiful landing page that was exactly what I was looking for to tell me everything there was to know about Legoland. But the social team, the advertising team, whoever their agency is gonna look at that and see that I clicked on it, but I didn't convert. But guess what? I went to Legoland. I just didn't convert that day. I signed up for the newsletter. I talked to my husband. I said, hey, did you know this would be a really cool trip to take for his birthday? We should consider this. Let's think about it for a few days. How much does it cost? How many hours is it away? Let's think about it. Got the email. Hey, we're having a Halloween party. If you buy your ticket today, the Halloween party is free. I said, ooh, that's interesting. So that came in through email. Talked about it a little bit more. Decided we were going to go. I went right to the website and purchased my tickets. So I'm not showing up as a conversion on the ad. I'm not showing up as a conversion on the email. I went directly to the site. So it's really hard to track sometimes, but that's why it's really important that everything works together and we're covering all of our marketing bases. So value is not always measured in that cost per click. So they might say, I paid X amount of dollars for that click and they didn't convert, but I did. So sometimes it's hard to measure. So I wanted to share that personal example to know that value is just not always evident. Okay, this is our progress. This is what we talked about. This is the cute house that we built, our firm foundation of research, to our goals, to our vehicles and platforms, to our strategies, and we evaluated, and then we'll pivot and repeat. My last slide here is just sharing some tools that I surveyed our team of experts and asked them what tools they would recommend for these different issues. If these are vehicles that you've chosen to work on. For branding, Google Alerts is free. You can sign up anytime your business is mentioned or a specific topic is mentioned. I'll send you an email to alert you. On social, Facebook has great insights. There's Rival IQ, lots of add-ons. SEO, there's something called SEMrush. Google Analytics is fantastic. Google Search Console has tons of information. And then you can see some other tools listed out for competitive analysis, SEMrush again. And for websites, Screaming Frog is great. Page speed, you can check your page speed there. So these are some tools that I would recommend checking out if these particular areas are interesting to you. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope this is helpful to you as you are building your marketing plan. I'm always available for questions. I love brainstorming, happy to do it. If you want to check questions and see if anybody has questions, you can drop them in the chat and we'll hang for a second. Yeah, or unmute. Yes, talk to me. That would be even better. And I might not be able to answer your question now, but I certainly have an expert that could. Okay, I don't see anybody. Thank you guys so much.
I have a question.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
okay.
What typically goes in the marketing plan if you're searching for funding?
Searching for funding. Are you a nonprofit?
No, not necessarily. If you're going to a bank or something like that, but from what you said is stuff you have to nail.
You might want to have a kit together. I would recommend putting together a folder with your pitch, with your plan, with your budget, with your strategy. Have that nice and packaged up, nice and sharp. Get some assets together, some letters of recommendation on your character.
Business plan.
Yep, a business plan, which I know someone that could help you with that.
Business plan with a good executive summary as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Definitely. That's mainly what they're looking at when they're looking at your business plan and your cash flows, good cash flow projections. So if you need help with that, we help with that, and SBDC also helps with that. And also Brian here at the Entrepreneurship Center. Brian, you need to come up and put your face on the screen. Brian Bordeaux down here at the Rommel Entrepreneurship Center can also assist. So we all work together. We're not in competition with each other. We're all partners. We refer people to each other all the time. So definitely reach out. I put my contact information in the chat, and I can certainly, give you the information for SBDC and for the Entrepreneurship Center. So if you need help.
I was a company that did pretty well at the Shore Hatchery. So
Okay.
I had to do all that stuff, right? So I'm just curious, right now we're in that marketing phase, and I'm just now understanding that I haven't really developed the marketing plan of that business plan. We haven't updated it. So we're actually moving without having the plan set.
Okay. So we can get you some marketing assistance with a consultant. So yeah. And Heather said she'd be glad to take, a call. I can give you her information. So
Awesome.
Please reach out to me. My email's in there, and then I can connect you with Heather.
Great.
And because you definitely want to talk to an expert.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, her email's right there. I'm sorry, right in front of me.
Yep.
Yeah,
got
so
it.
if you can email me, we can connect. And for anyone else, if you email me as well, I can add you to our email marketing list. We send out a blog every single month that's really detailed about specific marketing topics for absolutely for free. Just to be a resource. So
Got it.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay.
Lisa.
Any other questions? Hey.
Hey, hi. Is the audio okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you for this. Just a quick question. I have not been consistent in my social media or my marketing plan because I have been struggling a bit with the county for really about 5 years. Lisa knows how long ago I first walked in there, and it's happening now pretty much. And,
Woo, that's great. I'm excited, Hallie.
thank you. But I have, a lot kind of going from, foundations for it, website, that kind of thing, starting to build email lists, but I have not been consistent in my social media posts because everything was in limbo. I even now have merchandise, but I just bought something for myself to make sure that my new PayPal went through okay before I announced it, and then would have, problems. So now I'm ready to, start that. And I just feel like I'm almost paralyzed because I don't know what to say. Like, hi, everyone, we've been gone almost a year and now we're back. So how would you suggest that?
That's the hardest lump to get over, right? That, hey, I'm back, but it's okay. Everyone has those breaks. Everyone understands. Even us that are in this professionally, we have our own breaks, and just go back. Just take the step. You don't even have to announce it if you don't want to draw extra attention to it. Just start posting consistently again. I'd be happy if you want to email me to send you over some of our quick tips. But I would say just come up with 2 to 3 really solid areas of expertise that you have, or that's something that you could post about. And then draft it. You can draft it out weeks in advance. There are tools and software free tools that you can use that you can pre-schedule things to go out. So if you know you have a crazy busy week coming up, you can pre-schedule posts to go out to say, you know, holidays are coming, X, Y, and Z offering. And once a week, it can go out without you even thinking about it. So that way, all you have to do then is pop in when maybe you're on site somewhere or something really relevant is happening. And that can help you build your consistency.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry, one more quick question on contests. I've seen on Facebook, and then when I read about it, because I did one for merchandise and said, you know, go there and comment or something. And, but I kept reading like you can get in a lot of trouble for it. And I think, well, I've seen other people do it, so I did it.
I do have a blog, the blog that I was mentioning. We have a blog on our website that gets into the specifics for contests, and it can be dicey. But there's some rules in there that you can follow to make it really work for you. It's a great way to up your likes on your Facebook page, or to begin or grow your email marketing list. We've run really effective for Thrasher's French Fries, Worcester Tourism. So it can be done. It can definitely be done. It can be done effectively, and you can really grow and build your list that way and generate some excitement as well from your followers. But you're right, it can be tricky. I'll send you some resources on that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I have Holly's email, so I'll
Okay,
give it to you.
perfect.
Yeah. So, I want to thank you guys for joining us. I want to thank you, Heather.
Thank you. Thank you for
I
having
was
me.
taking notes. I'm always learning something. So I'm still, I know I did some marketing course for MCE and the Women's Business Center, but I learned from the experts. So
We're all always learning.
exactly. And I want to thank Brian again for having us. And we have another class coming up November 8th, and that is branding for your business. And we'll be right here in the same place again. So you can either come out personally or you can join us virtually. And you can register right on our website where you registered for this class. And like I said, if you need any assistance from MCE with any of our services, please reach out to me. I didn't mention in the beginning, the most important thing, our services are free. We are a nonprofit, so we provide these services free. So please take advantage of the free resources. And just like the Entrepreneurship Center here, please be sure to visit if you haven't yet. Come in, take a tour. It's awesome, state of the art, brand new facility, and there's a free resource as well, just like SBDC, just like TEDCO. So take advantage of those free resources. So does anybody have any last questions before we cut out for the evening? All right, guys. Well, thank you again for joining us. And I'm going to email everybody the recording of this in case there's something you want to hear again or see again. So I'll do that, and an evaluation. If you can take time to fill that out, we appreciate it, and just email it back to us. All right. Thank you guys very much. Have a good night.
Success.